Welcome to the Infoport Psychology channel. Today we have a sensitive but very important topic: what to do if the attachment to your partner has weakened. This is an issue that many couples have problems with, but not everyone dares to talk about it. Today we'll break down the reason for the loss, desires predetermine the next steps to get that minimal spark back into the relationship. 1 in 5 people in a relationship admit to losing attraction to their partner at least once. It causes guilt, anxiety, and misunderstanding. How did it happen? And is it possible to return the former feelings? Today we will discuss the main reasons why attraction fades and give effective tips on how to restore passion. So stay tuned to the end and we'll make specific recommendations. The first thing that is important to understand is that loss of attraction is a process that is not an indicator that the relationship is doomed. There can be many reasons for this, from hormonal fluctuations to the accumulation of fatigue or routine. Often, we tend to blame ourselves or our partner, but this is not always justified. Imagine that you've been living together for a few years now and have even completely crowded your space. It's as if every day is similar to the previous one, and passion just doesn't find a place in this stream of things to do. Start with an honest conversation. Discuss exactly what changed when you first noticed the interest and the starring role. If your evening romance is reduced to choosing movies for the evening and discussing your budget, perhaps it's time to re-evaluate your relationship and have a romantic evening and a sunset, new romantic date together. Social media creates the illusion of a perfect relationship where everything is always romantic, perfect, and fun. It makes us wonder, why aren't we like that? But in reality, social media photos are just filtered moments, and it's useless to compare ourselves to them. You see in the feed a couple of pop stars or actors on a weekend having romantic dates. They always look happy and in love, whereas you don't have such weekends because of work and life. Don't compare your relationship to other people's pictures. It's not a complete picture of their lives. It's better to focus on your personal successes and happy moments, even if they are without gloss and filters. If your evening is a vacation with borscht and TV shows, just remember that the perfect couple on Instagram may have eaten the same borscht, but only posted a picture of the dessert. Hormonal fluctuations and stress can seriously affect desire. Constant fatigue, stress from work, and lack of rest can all reduce desire. Decreased libido is not an indicator of how you feel. It is simply your body's signal that you need more rest. After a hard day full of meetings, deadlines, and household chores, desire can simply disappear. The body and sensible complexes are back in force, and there's no time for romance. Try to manage stress, prioritize time for rest, relaxation, exercise, and meditation. Healthy sleep and good nutrition also play a major role. If your hobby sleeps more soundly than you do, it may be time to take a day off for rest and a good night's sleep. Over time, relationships become routine. This can kill the passion. Our brains love novelty, and it helps keep things interesting. When we get used to the same routine, desire can decrease. One couple noticed that their dates had turned into an inexpensive dinner at the home table. They decided to try something new every week: walks in new places, joint culinary experiments, or going to the movies. Add novelty to your life moments together. This can be anything from a change of routine to experimenting with leisure activities. Newness revitalizes the relationship and renews interest. If your partner knows your schedule better than you do, maybe it's time to vary it up a bit. Often the fading of attraction is associated with a weakening of the emotional bond. If partners stop sharing personal thoughts and experiences with each other, mutual support and a sense of intimacy disappear. Without this emotional component, physical attraction can also begin to fade. One couple, who used to share even small joys and experiences, eventually found that their conversations were reduced to mundane matters: shopping, planning household chores. They felt distant and realized they had lost their emotional connection. Try to devote time to sincere conversations, discuss important moments, share dreams and plans, recall vivid joint events. This helps to restore emotional connection and strengthens attraction. And your partner knows more about your new vacuum cleaner model than your dreams. It's time to bring some romantic purity into the conversation. Touching is a powerful way to show attention and support. When partners stop hugging each other, holding hands, or simply touching, emotional distance is created. Without these small acts of tenderness, a relationship can lose its warmth. One couple decided to bring back the tradition of hugging before leaving for work and when they meet. Over time, they noticed that such small gestures made their relationship warmer and more trusting. Don't forget the power of touch in everyday life. Even little things like a light touch on the shoulder, a kiss, or a warm hug can help keep you close and remind each other that you are important to each other. If the only touch is fighting over the remote, maybe it's time to add more romantic moments. Often, we are afraid or embarrassed to share our fantasies and desires with our partner. Such conversations can be the key to regain interest and make the relationship more fulfilling. One couple, who decided to openly discuss their dreams and desires, unexpectedly discovered new sides of each other. This step not only added spice to their relationship, but also helped them to see their partner from a new side, which added passion to their relationship. Try to calmly discuss your fantasies and desires. An honest and frank conversation helps to bring back the passion and create a closer emotional connection. If your partner seems convinced that fantasies are some unusual dish on the menu, it's time to up the level of candor and expand your idea of romance. Household chores, daily chores, and work often take all our attention and energy. When every day turns into a discussion of shopping, bills, and household chores, romance fades into the background. And it's not what it was in the relationship to begin with. One couple, whose busy schedules left little time for socializing, decided that once a week they would settle for time for two, a dinner together or a walk together without discussing business. This helped them not only to regain emotional intimacy, but also to regain their passion. Create space for romance even in the midst of routine. Make time for dinner together, going out, or even simple walks together without discussing household matters. If your most passionate conversation is arguing over who takes out the trash, maybe it's time to add something more inspiring to your evenings. Romantic gestures are slightly insignificant, but they help to maintain interest and passion. With age and experience, people tend to forget about such little things, although they are what make a relationship warm. One couple started a tradition of weekly romantic evenings. They cooked dinners and mini-date events together to have fun away from the hustle and bustle and feel each other again. Such evenings helped them revitalize the romance and keep the fire burning in their relationship. Do not forget to please each other with romantic gestures. It can be an unexpected compliment, a note on your pillow, or a favorite breakfast prepared for your partner. These signs of attention accompany a warm atmosphere and remind you that you appreciate each other. If your ultimate romance is putting a spoon next to your coffee, maybe it's time to add something more inspiring to your arsenal. Self-confidence and belonging often hold hand in hand. At the beginning of a relationship, we look about like peacocks, carefully selecting clothes and looking after ourselves. But over time, many people begin to pay less attention to appearance in everyday life, especially at home, can be said to accept each other and reduce mutual amusement. Marina and Alexei, who have been married for 10 years, noticed that they stopped paying attention to their appearance at home. After discussing this, they came to the conclusion that their relationship had become less passionate precisely because of the attention to themselves. Update your closet and add some newness to your appearance, and it will refresh and draw you to each other. Try to pay attention to your appearance, not only for work or going out, but also at home, for your partner. When you feel confident and attractive, it definitely depends on how you look at each other and will reflect on your relationship. If your partner has been seeing you in a robe for a couple years now, it might be time to surprise him with a new home style. Shared interests and hobbies not only bring couples closer together, but also help them maintain a genuine interest in each other. When partners do not have common hobbies, they start leading parallel lives, which gradually leads to emotional and metamorphic loss. Shared hobbies create space for memories and build emotions, adding joy and newness to the relationship. Andrei and Natasha, a couple with very different hobbies, decided to start cooking together and going on weekend trips. These little adventures reminded them of the time when they first started dating and helped them regain interest in each other. Try to find a common hobby or choose an activity that you can both be passionate about. This can be anything from playing sports or going to the movies to experimenting in the kitchen. If your main shared interest is arguing over what show to watch in the evening, maybe it's time to add something more long-term to your list of shared hobbies. In a relationship, each partner must maintain his or her own individuality. When people stop practicing themselves, personal hobbies and self-development, they can become less interesting both for themselves and for their partner. Self-development allows you to maintain your objective personality and keep your relationship interesting. Natasha started learning a foreign language, and this not only increased her self-esteem, but also sparked a new interest in her partner. They had fresh topics to discuss and plan how to use their new knowledge together. Don't be alert to your changes and deviations. Time devoted to personal hobbies and self-development helps to maintain a sense of independence and self-confidence. It is important for partners to see each other as independent and developing individuals. If your main personal interest is that episode of the show before bedtime, it might be time to expand your hobbies and add something truly inspiring. Accumulated resentments often become a barrier that separates people from each other. Without the ability to forgive and let go of past hurts and misunderstandings, it is difficult to maintain emotional closeness and a sense of security in a relationship. Sergei and Olga had been harboring resentment towards each other for a long time because of minor misunderstandings that only accumulated. After they honestly discussed their resentments and decided to forgive each other, their relationship became better and their passion was restored. Try not to keep resentments to yourself, but discuss them as early as possible. Forgiveness and acceptance of mistakes will help to maintain emotional intimacy and ease the heavy burden. If you're still thinking back to that time your partner forgot to buy a candy bar, it may be time to revisit your list of important, hurtful situations and call them out. Personal space is essential in any relationship. When partners spend all their time together without being able to be alone, the relationship starts to feel routine. Personal space helps to keep the relationship fresh and the interest healthy. Marina and Sergei, having spent several years together already, began to notice that their conversations were tied to everyday topics. They agreed to spend time on personal interests and to spend time separately, which brought back inspiration and interest in their communication. Plan time for personal hobbies and get-togethers with friends. This will avoid emotional exhaustion and help maintain respect for everyone's personal space. If your partner knows more about you than you know about yourself, it may be time to give your friend a chance to miss you. Emotional and psychological well-being plays a huge role in a relationship. When either partner is stressed or anxious, it can rob them of their ability to change and their interest in the relationship. When Igor started having problems at work, he withdrew into himself and paid less attention to his wife. Support each other in difficult moments. If your partner is stressed, don't take it personally. Create a format that makes it easier for him or her to cope. If your partner forgets about romance after a day at work, just remind them that work is temporary, but love is permanent. Often we ourselves create an idealized image in our head and cannot continue the relationship and live with the disappointment when the reality does not meet expectations. This can lead to resentment and disappointment in the partner. Often we are sure that marriage will be like romantic movies, where harmony always reigns. Try lowering your expectations and looking more at reality. Relationships are a work in progress, and there are highlights as well as ordinary, routine days. If your idea of the perfect relationship is movies with a Hollywood ending, it might be time to rethink the genre. Constant and sincere communication helps to avoid many problems that can reduce interest and intimacy. When partners do not talk about their feelings and needs, it leads to the accumulation of misunderstandings and resentment. Когда Даша и Андрей начали обсуждать свои ожидания и образы поведения, они стали чувствовать себя более уверенно и спокойно. Это укрепило их близость и вернуло интерес. Try not to ignore important conversations and discuss issues that concern you. The more openly you talk, the easier it is to build a healthy and trusting relationship. If your way of dealing with problems is silent discontent, it's time to change your approach. Stress and constant tension establishes a hostile relationship. When each partner is under tension, it not only makes their mood worse, but also makes them more withdrawn and aloof, which creates physical and emotional distance between them. Sveta and Sasha made it a rule to do meditation or yoga together once a week. This simple rule helped them to reduce their stress levels, improve their moods, and make them more harmonious and relaxed with each other. Try practicing relaxation techniques together, such as meditation, yoga, or walking outdoors. These simple activities can help manage stress and create a positive mood, strengthening your bond. If your relaxation is sticking to your phone, maybe it's time to rethink your approach and add something more relaxing to it. Physical health is directly related to our mood, confidence, and stability in relationships. When we feel physically well, it reflects positively on our emotional state and takes into account the connection with our partner. When Alexei started exercising regularly and paying attention to his health, he noticed that he became more confident and energetic. This improved his well-being, his attitude towards himself, and strengthened his focus on his partner. Try to get regular physical activity and take care of your body. This will not only make you feel better, but will also have a positive effect on your relationship, making it deeper and more emotionally intense. If your fitness routine is limited to lifting a spoon to your mouth, it may be time to rethink your workout program and add something more active. Everyone changes over time, and that's normal. However, many find it hard to accept that their partner or themselves are no longer the same people they were at the beginning of the relationship. This can lead to dissatisfaction, frustration, and even a decrease in passion. Accepting change is an aspect of future long-term relationships because it creates space for both partners to grow and develop. Lena noticed that her husband had become less romantic and more focused on work over time. At first she was offended, but after a frank conversation, she realized that these changes were related to their common responsibilities and life changes. Instead of complaining, she decided to support him, and their relationship became even stronger because they both realized that change is part of a shared journey. Accept changes in yourself and your partner. Realize that development and growth is a normal process that helps strengthen the relationship. If your partner now prefers evening walks before bed rather than a night out, just say to yourself, well, at least we spend less time looking for parking at the club. When we feel supported by our partner in our aspirations and ambitions, this refers to conditions that create an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect. And its absence can lead to feelings of misunderstanding and unappreciation, which gradually undermines emotional and physical intimacy. Katya, focused on her career development, often stayed late at work, and her husband, instead of resenting her, supported her by taking over some of the household chores. This made them both feel that they could truly support each other, which made their relationship even stronger. Support your partner in their aspirations and goals. Discuss his or her plans, show interest, and help where you can. When both find support and understanding, it will spark a bond and increase confidence in the relationship. If your partner is into cooking and experimenting in the kitchen, rejoice that the dinners will definitely be excellent now. Modern life requires us to balance our business and personal lives. Often due to overloads and busy schedules, this affects your relationship. The desire to spend time together wanes. Oleg and Ira both had busy schedules, and their communication was reduced to discussing work issues and business tasks. Realizing that this was distancing them from each other, they decided to set aside one evening a week to relax together without talking about work. This simple step helped to restore intimacy and rekindle the passion in their relationship. Create clear boundaries between work and personal life. Ensure that work worries stay at your doorstep and focus on moments spent together. This will help both of you to relax, reduce stress levels, and appreciate each other better. If your favorite evening question to your partner is, "How's work going?" it's time to change your repertoire and start with, "What would you like to watch on Netflix?" One aspect of a strong relationship is confidence in a shared future. When partners discuss their dreams, plans, and goals, it helps to strengthen the bond and keep each other interested. Knowing that you have common goals gives you a sense of unity and importance to each other. Olya and Sergey decided to plan their big goals together, such as traveling, buying a house, and creating a business. This joint planning gave their life meaning and brought new experiences and shared aspirations to their relationship. Have regular conversations about your goals and desires. Have everyone share their plans, and together decide how you can support each other in realizing them. This creates a sense of unity and mutual support. If by far your biggest goal together is to remember to take out the trash, maybe it's time to swing for something grander. Sometimes we forget to remind our partner how much it means to us, given that this in itself is reasonable. But even a small compliment or words of gratitude can go a long way in strengthening a relationship and rekindling interest in each other. Masha and Anton noticed that over time, they began to say compliments to each other less often. Although at the beginning of their relationship, it was a habitual part of their communication. They decided to praise and encourage each other more often, and this helped to bring back the former atmosphere of joy and harmony. Express appreciation and compliment your partner. Even the simplest words of encouragement or praise can improve the atmosphere in the home and bring back the romance. If your compliments are limited to the phrase, "Well, you're good," perhaps it's time to add more sincerity and specificity. Showing a genuine interest in your partner's life, hobbies, and accomplishments helps you stay connected and give meaning to the relationship. It's important to remember that relationships are more than just routine and routine. You need to be genuinely interested in each other to maintain intimacy. Sasha became interested in photography, and his girlfriend Tanya decided to accompany him on photo shoots. This allowed her to get to know him better, support his hobby, and brought them even closer together. Show interest in your partner's hobbies and success. Find out what he or she is passionate about and participate in his or her transformation whenever possible. This makes you feel like you care about his hobbies, and it strengthens the intimacy. If all you know about your partner's hobby is that it's out there somewhere, perhaps it's time to get to know his or her hobbies better. An important aspect of a healthy relationship is vacationing together, especially in our pace of life when most of our time is spent working and doing things. A vacation is an opportunity to reboot and share time with a friend. Yulia and Pasha started planning monthly trips to spend time away from the hustle and bustle of the city. This helped them to feel romance again and to regain emotional closeness with each other. Don't be wary of taking a vacation together. It can be a trip to nature, a day at the spa, or a simple vacation at home. The important thing is to be together and enjoy the moments. If your vacation together is a grocery shopping trip, maybe it's time to rethink the plans and add something more inspiring. Routines are the main enemy of passion and interest in relationships. When every day becomes similar to the previous one, the relationship begins to lose its brightness and liveliness. To bring back the feeling of novelty, it is important to introduce variety. Spontaneous acts and unexpected moments help break the cycle of monotony and inspire freshness and value in a relationship. Misha and Vika decided that once a week they would have a spontaneity day. Go to an unknown place, try a new dish, or just go out for a walk without a plan. This revitalized their relationship and brought back the passion. Add spontaneity to your life together, try new activities, go to unexpected places, or go on dates without a clear plan. This will help you feel interested in each other again and refresh your relationship. If your ultimate spontaneity is ordering pizza instead of your usual dinner, perhaps it's time to expand your horizons and opt for something a little more exciting. Traveling not only refreshes a relationship, but also helps you get to know your partner from a different side. Away from everyday worries, you can see a person in a new way and experience vivid emotions together. Sergey and Olya started planning trips together, even small ones. This allowed them to feel closer and see how each of them reacted to new impressions. Traveling, even small trips, helps you bond. Travel, explore new places, and make memories together. It's a great way to bring romance back into a relationship. If your main go-to travel destination is a trip to the kitchen, it's time to expand your horizons. As you can see, it is possible to restore interest and attraction in a relationship. It requires effort and attention, but the result is worth it. It is a strong, harmonious relationship filled with intimacy and trust. Subscribe to the Infoport Psychology channel, give us likes and share your stories in the comments. Perhaps your experience will help others, and we are always happy to answer your questions and discuss interesting topics. And remember, the secret to a strong relationship is not only flowers and candlelight dinners, but also the ability to laugh together, even when life brings surprises.